of our meeting. We are going to be on YouTube Live. The community, Doug is the one to start off. Right. I'm going to give everybody the link that we're live streaming from as well, so we all know where to send people if you want somebody to see your presentation. All right, I think I got the link. Perfect. That is the link that is in the chat. Oh no, let me try and turn it down a little bit. How's that? Can you hear me a little bit better? Love it. What I was saying, beautiful, beautiful. What I was saying was that I just put the link in our chat. I can't wait till Zoom allows you to pin certain comments on their chat. You'd think they would have done it by now, but I just posted the link where we are YouTubing live from. So if you want somebody to hear the presentation, if you just want to share, then you can definitely do that. So I'm going to give just a couple more moments. I'll let it reach to 7:06 before we get started. All right, everybody, we're gonna get this show on the road. However, I just posted the questions in the chat. So any newcomers who just came in or anybody else who came in, you all can copy it, be a great community, have somebody get to know themselves or put themselves in the chat so we can get to know them a little bit more. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to pause the music and we're going to get this show on the road. So first off, how's it going, everybody? Again, my name is Micah Sanders. I am the host of Detroit New Tech. Thank y'all for coming. I am super happy that y'all still came. Usually we have been doing this at one of our sponsors' locations, which we will get to in a minute. However, due to this crazy winter storm. We wanted to make sure everybody, to ensure everybody's safety, because we know you all would have been rushing to get to the building, and we do not need any more car accidents that may have already happened due to this snow. So we're happy that you all could join us virtually. And again, this is YouTube, this is streaming live on YouTube as well. So anybody who is presenting, if you want somebody to hear, but they don't want to get onto Zoom, then you can also just give them the YouTube link. If you need the YouTube link, somebody can copy it who's been here, who's seen it, and they can put it in the chat for you if you're just getting in. I wanted to give you all a little bit of information about D New Tech, who just may be new here. We were founded in 2010, and now we have over, it says 2,400 members. We have over 2,600 members now within our meetup community. And the main reason why we do this is because of the networking resources. And where we do it at is usually within the Detroit or Southeast Michigan community. And we love seeing the startup community. We thought of understanding that entrepreneurs need this space, right? Entrepreneurs need a space where they just don't think their idea is the most amazing thing since sliced bread, but that they can also understand and learn from other entrepreneurs who have been in the game, or could get investors right here, can have all one location where they can get great feedback from, potentially link up with investors, all the resources that they really need. We wanted to present this hub for, and that's where D New Tech came from. We recently got our new logo, so you can spot us a little bit better. Now, the main thing again that we do is we love to encourage and highlight entrepreneurial startups. We are starting to include a little bit more within Michigan range, because we know that Michigan just is doing a whole heck of a lot. So we're really trying to broaden our horizons and who we even bring on to D New Tech, because it could be somebody out of the state who we want them to come in to Detroit so they can partner up with some local Detroit entrepreneurs. This is what is making Detroit tick, and we love to see it. Collaboration just provides these amazing, meaningful events for everybody, and we love it. Now, again, my name is Micah Sanders. Now, some of you who have been here, you kind of know the spiel of what I'm about to do, but some of you who do not know me, have never met me, have never heard my voice, the nuances of how I speak. I heard that you can like me a little bit better, around statistically proven 20 to 25% better if you've seen a picture of my family. So what do you think I did? Exactly. I put a picture of my family in this presentation so you can like me a little bit better. Now, if this worked, I want to prove these statistics right. Put it in the comments, put it in the chat. I want to see if it did. That is my wife right there. And my lovely wife, we have known each other since I've been 3 years old. So she was around 5, but I know my wife since 3 years old, and she was literally my first friend. So to think that we're married now, I promise you, we would have never seen it. It was never one of those friendships where we've always been so close and then we just finally looked each other in the eyes and said, oh my gosh. No, it happened completely random when we reconnected, but the reconnection was amazing. I love my son, the oldest one, who's about to turn 7, who's staring at a camel who only has 1 hump instead of 2, is Jaden. That's his name. And then the one in the little carrier, his name is Malachi, and he's about to turn 2 June 21st. And it has taken me 1.5 years to remember his birthday. It's just a random birthday. I was hoping he was gonna, have a better day, but that is my family right there. And just to know a little bit more about your host, I work at Accelerate Kid, the company that you see right up there. What I do is marketing associate work and PR. So that means I do website updates, social media, content management, company branding, tech educator. I also do SEL and SEA instruction. If you don't know what that is, it's social and emotional learning and social emotional awareness. So that is the things that I do within the company, and that is the for-profit. I also work for our nonprofit, which is Accelerate for Kids. This is where we bring STEM technology coding, robotics, game design, digital arts, all of these things that are making such a high key point in a working society now. We're bringing it to free to the community. So I work for both marketing and PR for both, and I love to see it. However, some of my hobbies, just so you can get to know me a little bit further, is I love playing pool. I love billiards. And oh my gosh, guys, if I can be vulnerable for you for a second, there's this restaurant that I live right next door to, and they have a downstairs that I never knew about. And this downstairs has 5 pool tables and a bar set up, a whole lot of space. And can I tell you, my excitement level was amazing. I completely forgot it was my mom's birthday and we were celebrating it. I was just zoned in on the pool tables. That's how much I like pool. I also love photo and video editing, which explains marketing. And I just love to enjoy nature. I love looking outside and appreciating no matter what the seasons are. Why I do what I do is just because I love increasing and growing attention and awareness on things that some people may not have thought of, some people may not have expressed interest in, but they do. I love doing that, which explains kind of why I'm the host for this. I love expressing and showing enlightenment on some businesses, on people that people may not have known. Because the first thing people fall in love with is the person, the people representing the brand instead of the brand itself. So I love meeting each and every single one of you all's faces. I kind of want to go over a little bit of the agenda. So we just had our introduction, motivation, and community updates. It is 7:14, about to be 7:15. So the time is going to be adjusted by 5 minutes, but you're still going to be getting 10 minutes each. Each speaker is going to be getting 10 minutes, like I said, each. The first one is from Fanica. His name is Akil. I'm not going to try and pronunciate your last name because I might mess it up. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Our next, and of course, after each and every single speaker, we have Q&A. So I want to make sure that we present that for you all as well. The second speaker will be Claire Partington. And then the third speaker will be Doug Stone. We should be getting out in between 8 to 8:15. So without further ado, I'm going to go straight into it. Now, before I go straight into it, I do want to give a special thanks to some of our sponsors. As you see, we have a couple. We have Accelerate for Kids and Accelerate Kid, the company that I work with. And then we have VALM, which is a law company. We also have Collider. Now, right now, I don't believe VALM, one of the people from VALM is here, but I do believe one of the people from Collider is here. Her name is Ryan. We're going to get her off a video. I know she had a couple words, and her space is the space that we would be in right now if it wasn't a blizzarding storm from Frozen outside. Somebody please tell Elsa to stop being mad. And we're going to please give Ryan just a couple seconds to say what she has to say.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. That's all. My name is Ryan. I am repping the Collider, and the Collider is a community hub for tech professionals. We help them level up their careers with digital business innovation, and we are just myself and one other person, Jacob Smith. We are proud to sponsor DNU Tech and support awesome tech entrepreneurs like yourselves. So just check us out if you're looking to connect with fellow innovators, bounce ideas, enhance your skills, things like that. And I will drop our information in the chat. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And hopefully we will be at the building within March again. Now, that's everybody, great. Without further ado, Akil, first of all, Akil, if you're here, because I don't see you here yet, I think you may be here. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't mind going first. I can always, I actually am in a program with him at Ross. I can reach out to him and shoot him a text if you'd like me to do that too. I'm happy to do that. Yeah, just give me 1 second, then I can go with my presentation. Let me just shoot him a text really quick.
Hey, Micah, you're muted. You're muted.
You know what? Thank you very much, Ryan. It is still the phrase of the year, even in 2022. Started in 2020, still the phrase of the year. But Partington Collective, I said the next person who's going to go up is Claire Partington, and she is the CEO and founder of Partington Collective. And to give a little bit of a bio as you read, Partington Collective is a collaborative art, fashion, and lifestyle brand that brings talented, creative minds from different creative fields together to collaborate on collections for curation, as well as for sale, embodying the core values of the brand through innovation, unparalleled quality, style, and design. So I am going to stop sharing. Claire, do you have your presentation up, or would you like me to pull up your presentation and I just flip through the slides while you talk?
I actually did it. I thought that maybe you would share them. So if you don't mind, I can just let you know when to flip them.
I got it. Perfect. Awesome. While I'm, you can start while you can introduce yourself while I actually get those slides up.
All right, thank you. So first, I just want to say a massive thank you to Detroit New Tech and for Micah and Q. I don't know if he's on here, but I really appreciate you guys reaching out and taking an interest. And I look forward to getting involved more now that I know about you guys. And I think that, everything you guys do, it looks really amazing. And I just love a good group of like-minded entrepreneurs. So really appreciate it. As Micah told you, my name is Claire. I have had this dream to start this brand since I was a child. So this has been a lifelong goal that I've been pursuing, and I've been doing all of these things to kind of make it happen, but we'll get into that in a second. If you want to go to the next slide, Micah. So as Micah was saying, the Partington Collective is a collaborative art, fashion, and lifestyle brand that brings talented minds from different creative fields together to collaborate on multimedia collections for curation as well as for sale. So what does that mean? If you can take me to the next slide. So I've been very interested in all types of creative fields since I was a child. And I also love working with other people. So this concept for the brand is to find different artists, regardless of what type of creative medium that you work in, and work with me and other, artists that I bring on for collaboration to put out cohesive collections that we all work on together. We all kind of bring our side to it. Our core products are a sophisticated high-end clothing line, as well as artwork. And eventually I do plan to take this global and, expand the lifestyle collection into a bunch of different, home goods, all of that type of stuff. But for right now, we're sticking with the fashion line and artwork. So we're differentiating ourselves through, I've spent a year developing, we're focusing on the blazer. So I've been developing like the perfect blazer fit for both men and women. And, doing a ton of research on what makes a blazer comfortable, what, makes it stylish. I want it to be versatile. So, we've been doing a lot of work in offering this because we know it's a very saturated market and we know that it's a tough sell. But I really believe in it. And I think I think people are going to really love it once they actually get their hands on it. And we'll definitely see a difference compared to some of the other brands that are out there today. If you can go to the next slide. So we are officially launching this coming September of 2022. And this kind of gives you an idea of some of the products that we will be launching with. So I'm doing like a small collection for both men and women, as you can see, a couple of accessories, and then some artwork that I'm working with one artist right now, and we'll be selling both her artwork and my my own that we've collaborated on together over this last year. Next slide. Speaking of our artist, we are working with Kayo Shido. She is an up-and-coming fine abstract artist. I found her on the Bowery in Manhattan, and I am just in love with her work. I searched for a very long time for an artist to work with, the right one to start with. And I walked into a gallery and knew immediately that this was it. Her use of color and texture and the way she moves across the canvas, I was instantly blown away. We developed a really, really great friendship. I lived in New York for about 12 years and came back to go to grad school to get my MBA at University of Michigan's Ross Business School. And so I go back and forth to New York a lot to work with her. And this slide just kind of shows, it's not final artwork, but it kind of gives you an idea of some of the different prototypes that we've been playing with and what the final product will, kind of look like once we're done. Next slide. So getting back into how I started this business, as I said, as a kid, I loved doing all things creative since I was, since I can remember. My mom said I was painting before I could hold a pencil and, write. I had started playing classical music by the age of 4. It was just like anything creative I could get my hands on, I seemed to just gravitate towards. And my parents sat me down one day, I think it maybe was like 6 or 7, and was like, if you want to be great at something, you have to pick one thing to focus on, make the rest hobbies. I've always been a very strong-willed person. And as a kid, I did not like that answer. So I decided right then and there, I was going to start my own business and find a way to do everything I love to do, without sacrificing the time I spend on any of it. When I was around 8 years old, I went to a art museum in Chicago for a school trip and learned about Andy Warhol and the factory. And for those of you that might not know, Andy Warhol is famous for designing the Campbell's soup can screen print. And while I was learning about him, I saw all these different artists like Betsy Johnson, who's a famous fashion designer, Edie Sedgwick, a famous model, the Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan. Depending on who was hanging out at his factory that day, you could end up in one of his films, a photograph, or even on one of his screen prints. And all the other artists used one another in their work as well. And that is kind of what set the idea off. And from there, I just knew my path. So if you want to go to the next slide. I knew I could make a name for myself as a designer. So I decided to make that kind of my area of expertise. I applied to Fashion Institute of Technology. That was the only school I applied to because that was the Claire plan and there was just no plan outside of that. So I went there. That led to me working and designing for Francisco Costa at Calvin Klein Collection. And most recently, I was the senior designer of the designer collection at Victoria's Secret. And a few life events happen, and I just knew it was time for me to go get my MBA because I had enough experience in the field, and now I just needed to really develop my business acumen and find the business network and funding and all the people that I knew were going to help on the business side for me to actually bring this brand to life, which is where I'm at today. I'm in my last semester of getting my MBA at University of Michigan's Ross Business School. And here we are. So we are, I've officially started this business and it's been the craziest, most intense, most exciting and best 2 years of my life. And yeah, I'm just super thrilled to present it to you guys today. So if you go to the next slide, I want to thank everyone for their time and for the attention, and I'm happy to take any questions you guys might have. Thanks, Micah.
We're going to give our virtual clap.
Yeah,
we're going to give our virtual clap, virtual snaps. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Before anything, you were right on par, even left yourself some extra minutes for Q&A.
Awesome.
sorry, I'm having a burping spell this evening. But does anybody have any questions for Claire?
Claire, I have a question. Where are you going to be selling the blazers and the other? I mean, where, if someone, if there's a follow-up, but where are you going to be selling them?
Yeah, that's a great question. I totally should have addressed that. I will make a note for that for my next presentation. I am starting with a website. I've posted the website in the chat. I'm in the middle of updating it right now. I'm upgrading to Shopify so people can actually purchase the product. So that's going to be my number one method. I'm also planning on doing pop-up shops and trade shows, but I am focusing right now just on New York City, as well as like a little bit of Michigan, since I did grow up here. But I know my customer is definitely on the East Coast. So I'm starting there, but my website will be available to anyone throughout the world that wants to shop the product. I've done so much research, and my whole life has been in this industry, and my whole career has been in this industry. So I've taken a lot of note for some of the bigger brands that are out there, like Isabel Marant and Stella McCartney and some of these other brands that, I aspire to get up there with. And I'm definitely taking a slower approach to it. I just know that the slowest approach is the best approach and gives me the most chance for success, especially in such a difficult industry. So so it'll definitely be a slower build, but for anyone that is interested in checking out the product, please give me a couple of days. We're just in the middle of like updating a few things on my website, but that'll be a great place for you to start. You can start seeing the product and the art, and I'm really proud of it. So
Can I ask my other question?
yeah.
So it's will you, have you thought about how you're going to drive people to the website? If that's where people will need to go.
Yeah, I have just actually hired someone that is helping me, which is why the site is down right now. They have to like get in there and do a couple of tweaks and everything. I'm really, putting some money towards like the SEO. I've got a blog that I've started on this new, that once I release it, a blog will be up and running. So I'm hoping to gain some traction that way. And really my number one like method of driving traffic to my brand in the first year to 2 years is going to be word of mouth. Like I said, it's a slower burn. I'm starting with my own immediate network. I do have some really great contacts that I've developed over my career. So I'm starting with the people that I know, and then I'm asking everyone. I'm even going to ask you guys, tell 4 people about my brand to anyone that, is interested in fashion and really good high quality clothing and art. So that's kind of that's the focus for right now. And then as I start building some traction and start bringing some money in, I can start, going after Vogue and some of these other bigger publications and meetings with wholesalers like Bergdorf Goodman's and Saks Fifth Avenue, and really start bringing volume that way. Great question. Thank you.
Where does your price range start with?
This is a scary question because it's expensive, but I am, I'm up there with like the Chanel's and the Burberrys. So my classic blazer is going for $2,400. But, like I said, I know the industry, and starting high will give me the ability to eventually do more of a reasonably priced mass collection that, is more affordable to more people. But I am definitely trying to be the next, heritage brand out there. I dream big in this brand. I want to sit up there with Chanel and Burberry and go for the next 100 years. So yeah, I got to kind of, that's where the price point's at, and that's where I can do original artwork and sell it, for, and then I can always trickle down the price from there. It's much harder to start in a more mass market and work your way up just from the brand imaging and the way people will view the brand. So you kind of have to start high, go low.
Any other questions?
Is there a someone who's in entertainment who would look great in one of these blazers?
Absolutely. I think about this all the time. Lady Gaga, Beyonce. Really, I would say anyone that's an A-list celebrity that loves, a little bit. I'm not too avant-garde where my customer is going to feel like I couldn't wear this to the office, or I couldn't wear this to, like go throughout my day. My most avant-garde piece right now is a backless blazer. Again, check out my website. It'll give you a couple of days that will be open, but people are, really excited about it because there's not really a blazer that's been seen that has an open back like that. And it's really stylish. And I still think it's conservative enough. You could wear it to the office. I've actually been wearing it to presentations and been getting really good feedback on it. So I'm taking my point of view on fashion is I'm all about timelessness instead of trends. So I'm taking really classic silhouettes for both men and women, but I'm just putting like one little twist to them that makes it a little bit on the edge of avant-garde, but still wearable and still something that the customer feels like I can walk into a room, I can own an interview, I can own a presentation, I can own whatever room I walk into, but I'm not like begging for attention with what I'm wearing. And the outfit is not wearing me, I'm wearing the outfit, if that makes sense.
For sure. We have time for one more question.
How do you get this to Gaga?
So in 2 years, I'm hoping, based on some of the pro formas that I've been working on, I'm hoping I have the portfolio ready to start looking at investors. And one of the first things I'll be doing with an investor is getting a PR, like a very high-end PR team available. And once I get the right PR team, which I've actually already started interviewing with a few, so I already know who I want to go after. They have those immediate connections to some of these huge stars like Beyonce,
Right.
like Lady Gaga, as well as Vogue, and getting my things into movies and TV shows. And that's really where the demand will start kind of taking off. So
Good.
that's the plan.
I love it.
Yeah.
Again, another virtual clap.
Thank you,
I
guys.
can't wait. I can't wait to actually see more when your website is up. I can't wait to see more of some of the blazers and some of the selections that you have.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
did you get in contact with
I did. Yep.
Yeah.
It sounds like he might have either the flu or COVID, but he's not going to make it. He's stuck in bed right now. So
No.
it looks like it's just going to be the two of us today.
Well, we keep our hopes up for him, and we will definitely contact him on another time. But I think someone else we had another call out, but it is completely okay. I'm happy that we have who is here, and the next selection is Doug, the one who was asking some of those questions. He is a lead organizer with 1 Million Cups. 1 Million Cups works with entrepreneurs, empowering them with the tools and resources to break down barriers that stand in the way of starting and growing their business. So I'm very curious to hear about what Doug has to offer. And I'm going to get your slide ready. But Doug, you can unmute yourself and you can start talking.
Well, either that or, okay, you want to run my slides? Go right ahead.
Oh, yeah. Do you have your slides already up?
Sorry?
Do you have your slides already up? Did you want to share?
Yeah, I can, if you'll allow me to share.
Of course.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me see. Am I sharing?
Not seeing it yet.
All right, hold on. It's not letting me share. Hold on.
There it is.
You see it?
Yes.
That's exciting. Okay.
Now you're like somebody else I know who has 700 tabs.
Yeah, which screen are you seeing?
We're seeing the Zoom tab.
That would be the wrong one. Hold on a second. I have to pull this over. You might have to run this because that's the wrong screen. I run on 2 screens, so hold on a second.
Gotcha. If you actually press, no, I said if you press share screen, right there. If you click your PowerPoint, perfect. Now there we go.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
And you could just press present.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but it's not doing it.
It says resume slideshow.
Yeah. But you're seeing this screen where my cursor is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and not my presentation screen.
Yeah, for sure. Here, let me share it then.
Yeah, better idea. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
It'll be the same show. So I'll stop sharing and then you can do what you do. There you go. Next slide, please. Okay. So, well, yeah. Oh, so 1 Million Cups is a national, if you haven't heard about it, it is a national nonprofit. It is run by the Coffin Foundation out of Kansas City. There are about 160 chapters around the country, and our Metro Detroit chapter, I've been one of the co-leads for now. I think I'm going into my third year now. We are the only chapter in Southeast Michigan. There's the only 2 chapters in Michigan other than us are one in Kalamazoo, and there's one in the UP in Copper County. But other than that, there are chapters all over the United States, including Hawaii. I know, including Alaska. Anyway, the whole purpose of 1 Million Cups is, as it says here, to lower the barrier of access to education, resources, and connection for all types of entrepreneurs. Key is education. That's really what 1 Million Cups is all about. Next slide, please. So it's national, but it's also local. So there is what we create is a consistent format for presentations that happen on Wednesday mornings across the country, but each community has its own flavor. So, because the entrepreneurial community, the ecosystem is different. And so it changes by community. Actually, since we've been doing these a lot more on Zoom, I've been able to see meetings from across the country. And it's quite clear that, something that's happening in Detroit is very different than Columbus or different than Raleigh, Durham, different from Sacramento. So you get a real flavor for what's happening around the country in the startup world. Next, please. So couple things about 1 Million Cups. It is, because it's this national organization, there are certain core format environments, or core format pieces and key pillars that we hold to so that we can definitely maintain a safe learning environment. Because look, for anyone, Claire, you just experienced it, it's not necessarily a great environment. Sometimes it's a little scary, and frankly, the whole entrepreneurial journey is lonely. It can be. So that's a big reason why 1 Million Cups was created, to help to kind of bridge that gap, to help especially early stage entrepreneurs to get comfortable, to get practiced, to make connections with other entrepreneurs or service providers, or maybe funding resources or others that they might need. Next, please. So there's 3 key pillars. We're all about, so a lot of times we'll go to other things and they're pitching, and a pitch is to get a result. Like a pitch is to get money or investment or to sell something. Our presenters do presentations, not pitches. They're not there to sell anything. They're there to share their entrepreneurial journey. Sometimes people will come and present their startup, and they're talking about an issue they're having, and they're there because they want feedback, they want help. It's a learning opportunity. The second part is we're not about networking, we're about connecting. And there's a difference. Networking, you're doing it, it's kind of transactional. You're looking for something out of it. It's not why people go to 1 Million Cups. That could be a byproduct. I've been, having met with a lot of people. There are some clients that I've gotten. I do marketing for startups and established businesses, and I've gotten some clients, but that's not why I've been doing this for over 2 years. It's just sometimes you talk to people and people have needs, and sometimes you can help and sometimes you can't. The other thing about Million Cups is that it's run for the community, by the community. We are all volunteers. Everyone who is involved on the community basis is a volunteer organizer. We do, the people who work for the Coffin Foundation, which is a big organization, are paid, but we really don't deal a lot with them. They've kind of organized the national organization. Next slide, please. Here's the core program. It's regular Wednesday morning meetings, never more than 2 presenters, sometimes just 1, but never more than 2. The presenting businesses are always less than 5 years old. Sometimes it's less than 3 years old, and they're desiring to learn. That's why they're there. Everyone does a 6-minute presentation. Generally, it's 6 slides, 6 minutes, and then there's 20 minutes for each of Q&A, sometimes more, but 20 minutes. And the idea is concentrated attention, lots of feedback, lots of questions and connections, and hey, have you thought of? I've seen many businesses who have, they've pivoted before my eyes as we've talked about what they're running into and what their issues are. And somebody came up with a great idea. They went, oh, wait a minute, hadn't thought about that, and happens right there. We finish each presentation and Q&A with what can we as an entrepreneurial community do for you? And we do these on Zoom, but also in person at the Office Coffee Shop in Royal Oak. And they are free, open to the public, and always free coffee. And if you present, you get a really nifty travel mug. Next slide, next slide, please. So that's our core program for 1 Million Cups Metro Detroit. We meet the second Wednesday of every month. So next Wednesday will be our February meeting at 9 in the morning. Like I said, we'll be doing it virtually and at the Office Coffee Shop. The other thing that's unique about our chapter is that we have professional business coaches who volunteer their time and work with our presenters. So they're helping to get them ready for their presentation, but part of that, because they're business coaches, they're doing business coaching. Now it's not a business coaching session, but for early stage entrepreneurs, it's a real valuable to have these professional coaches working with them, multiple calls sometimes to get them ready for their presentation. Before anyone presents, we always would like them to see at least one meeting, just so they're familiar with the format. Next slide, please. So the culture, and I mentioned this before, it's intended to be and is safe and very supportive. The people who show up are the people who own it. There is a desire for radical inclusivity. Actually, I'm in a working group with leadership around 1 Million Cups world about inclusiveness and diversity, and that's a huge issue. Not an issue, but a huge concentration for 1 Million Cups. It's all volunteer-led, except, as I said, from the mothership in Kansas City, and we're always rotating new organizers. So if people are interested, it's really it's a great team, a great small team of organizers, and we're always looking for new blood. So please, and then we're always fueling our presenter pipeline together as a community. It's a reason why I participate in these sessions, not just because of Micah and Q and how interesting the presentations are and the startups, but also because there are plenty of times when folks have presented for Detroit New Tech and then have then presented at 1 Million Cups and vice versa. Next slide, please. So thank you. As I said, it can be a lonely journey, entrepreneurship. We understand the barriers. The folks who are on the organizing committee and the people who show up for meetings are all entrepreneurs themselves. So we understand the barriers folks face and what it can be like. And we invite you to join us Wednesday mornings. If you are ready to present, there's a website. You can just go and look into it. You can also just click into it and follow, and you'll be reminded of upcoming meetings. But if you go to the website, you'll also be able to look at the other 159 some odd communities around the country, and you may find something interesting in the world of 1 Million Cups. It's really worthwhile. First meeting I went to was, must have been 3 years ago, and I was blown away. from just once, and that's how I got involved. Next slide, please. I think this next one is, yeah, so this is just a little bit about the Ewing, Marion, Coffin Foundation. You may have heard about it from other things, but you can see that's a big building. And I've been there. It's a lovely facility, but it's a big organization started back in the 1950s, I think, by Ewing, Marion, Coffin. Anyway, that is that. I'm open for questions if you have any. Go back one slide if you would, please. There you go. Thank you.
I have a couple questions.
Please.
So everyone that is involved, like even these business people that help with like the presentation, these are all volunteers. So
that's correct.
That's amazing. And how long do the people in this community usually like stick around and continue to come to the meetings? Is it like beneficial throughout the whole journey, or is it really more startup focused? And once the business starts taking off, do you see like a downtrend in people coming back, or what's typically?
There's a couple answers to that question. One is we have a number of people who have presented and they still show up every month. And because they're giving back, that's part of what this is people who have presented then are there for support and, guidance and connections because they got so much out of it. Also, for a number of our people who present, we'll have them come back and do kind of a warm up in 1 million cups parlance. They'll come back in 6 months or 12 months and say, hey, here's how we're doing and here's what's changed. And now we're launching a new product and maybe we can get some feedback on that. People have come in and they're doing some kind of focus group research. It really depends, but it gets addictive after a while. It really does, because it's a charge. Like I said, as I watch early stage entrepreneurs pivoting and coming up with a new idea or something, a connection that they had not considered or would never have been able to consider, because people are coming from different points of view and different industries. And, that sort of, when you take a sensibility from one thing and you turn it and you apply it to a new industry, that's where magic happens a lot of times in startups or in entrepreneurship.
I totally agree. I love it. I'm definitely going to come check it out. It sounds amazing.
Good. You should definitely sign up to present.
I absolutely will. Yeah, I'm trying to like perfect my pitch and present.
That's what it's for.
So yeah,
I mean, it's early stage. We get a number of people. You're not one of those, but people who, they're just not ready for prime time. They really need, support, and they need guidance, and that's what it's really good for. Because people come with they have an idea. They're it's not an entrepreneur, it's a wantrepreneur. They have an idea, but really don't have yet the tools to turn it into a business idea. That's what the business coaches are for. And just the feedback that people get in the forum is really valuable. And it's safe. That's what it needs to be and is built to be a safe space.
I love
That's
it.
actually what my the whole thing that I'm working on with the lead group is about.
Yeah, I love it. That sounds amazing. It sounds like a great group. I'm definitely excited to check it out.
Good.
Who is
Anyone,
next? Who else has any questions?
Yeah, Claire and I are monopolizing this meeting so far.
Does anyone?
I'm sorry, and you, Micah. Sorry.
Yeah, I have a question. If there's somebody that we think would be interested in your platform or we'd want to connect with you, like what's the best way to like get them in touch, get them exposed to this and start leveraging some of these collaborative resources? So
have them go to that same, actually, if you go back to that other slide, Micah, if they just go to that website, there you go. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be just to sign up. If you go to 1millioncups.com Metro Detroit, you can click on follow. And if you do sign up to present, we'll connect you with, connect them with a business coach, or frankly, just have them, they can email me if you want. that's fine too. I'm happy to point them in the right direction.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I have some people that I think would benefit from this. Thank you so much.
That's great. That's what it's for. We're hoping to start this year where we're going to do one meeting, maybe a quarter, that will be for students. So I'm talking about like high school and college students or community college students of entrepreneurship, because that's what it's built to do, so that they'll have the opportunity to share their ideas with real live business people, and have some business coaching as well, which could be tremendous, because that's where the real exciting ideas are going to come from, is those folks who are just getting started.
I think that's important, and it will also put perspective in. I think, and with respect with everyone who's on here, entrepreneurship isn't just like walking, where you just, everybody who was built with legs is meant to do it. Entrepreneurship is a skill. It's a talent. And I think sometimes it's idolized so much that we all think we can do it. I can be that I can do. I can always set that up. But I think it also and a lot of those speculations do come from younger people. And I think ideas are amazing, and they might be the person to take it all the way. However, it is also very vital, very important to express that, hey, everyone can pick up a basketball and play and shoot in a hoop. Not everyone can be LeBron.
Actually, nobody can be LeBron except LeBron.
Exactly.
But the thing is, Micah, entrepreneurship is really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard work.
Yeah.
And you're saying, yeah, it's idolized. Yeah, it is, because people think they can just fall into it. It's hard and tough and lonely and terrifying. I mean, it's all of those things. That's why things like Detroit New Tech and 1 Million Cups are great, because it helps people to get support and to know they're not alone out there. That's, that I didn't tell the stupid story of why it's called 1 Million Cups, but someone said, apparently, I'll tell it now. Someone said apparently it takes about 1 million cups of coffee in conversations with your cohort and with peers and friends and connections to get a startup off the ground. So somebody said, oh, good, that's a name. And now it is.
I love that. That's so true. And I would also just to add on to what you guys are saying about entrepreneurship, going to Ross, we are I'm in front of many brilliant people when it comes to entrepreneurship. And, they all say it is a skill, and it's a skill that anyone can develop. But in my experience, it's, you have to love the idea so much, and you have to have a market for it. There has to be a need for it. Right. And if you don't have that passion for whatever it is that you're working on, you're just never going to make it. You're going to end up giving up on it, because the amount of hours and stress and confidence and faith and money it takes to go into any business idea, you have no concept until you're so deep into it. And I even ask myself every day, do I really want this that bad? And my answer is always yes. The payoff, if I can make it to the top of this Everest mountain, is going to be so worth it. But it is, I definitely don't want to give anyone the impression that they can't do it. I think anyone can do anything they put their mind to, but it's so important that you love what you do and you go about things the right way, and you have the drive and the ambition to make it happen. Because it is, like we're saying, it's not easy. There's some very, very dark moments and dark nights and dark days and sleepless nights. So it's tough. So I think this is an amazing resource for anyone that's interested in entrepreneurship, for sure. I love it. I'm excited.
I love it, everybody. Hey, we just ended our Q&A, and now there's questions and comments for community updates with DNU Tech. Again, we usually meet now in person at Collider, which is in Detroit. Ryan, I believe you gave the location for Collider, correct? In the comments?
I will drop it ASAP.
Perfect. She's going to give you the location. We do our DNU Techs in person at that Metro Detroit area. And one thing that's really cool is that if you did present, this isn't just that one-time thing where it's like, oh, I presented, oh, that's good. Come back. The connections you're able to make with people is amazing, especially someone who said, hey, for example, last month we did our DNU Tech, and I believe 2 out of the 3 people that presented, which were amazing, it was their first time presenting, and it was amazing. They did great. They had the nerves, they had everything, but their presentation was amazing and their product was pretty darn great as well. And I think it's great to see a familiar face. So we would love to see you there again. We will be presenting in person on March, and it's always the first Wednesday of every month. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to contact us at our meetup. Our meetup page is going to be also in the comments as well. It's going to be meetup.com/DNewTech. I believe I got that correct. And our closing remarks is that how many of that alarm is just so paralyzing to people. That alarm is like, it's I don't know if Apple wanted to make the most annoying sound and then they created this. It's just, it strikes fear in me sometimes. But our closing remarks is thank you all for presenting. Thank you all for coming. I am so happy to have met all of you. I'm so happy to just be able to hear the business ideas. And without further ado, that's all, folks. So you all have an amazing rest of your night. Stay warm. Stay warm.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of
Bye.
course.
Good job, Claire. Hope to see you there.
Yes,
at
Doug.
Unwing Cuts.
And,
Okay.
Definitely. I'll
Mike, a good
definitely-
job. Thanks to Q as well.
of course.
See ya.
Bye, guys.